Hey y'all, and welcome to the Education Link Up. My name is Brittany.
And I'm Ariel, and today we're giving you 4 pieces of advice for navigating graduate school.
We're going to break these pieces of advice down into personal pieces of advice and academic or educational pieces of advice. Without further ado,
let's get into it. So tip number 1 is to remember your why. So with whatever program you're going into, I would highly encourage all of you guys to write down why you're doing the program and what your end goal is and what you plan to do with the degree that you're getting. So if your end goal is simply to get the credential, whether it's a master's or a PhD, I would advise you to revisit your why.
Yeah.
Because you'll want to look at your why and remind yourself of your why when times get stressful. Mm-hmm. And they will, because it's graduate school and you'll have a lot of work to do.
Absolutely.
So my why is to serve children who are in poverty. And I look at that and I remember that when I'm stressed out from schoolwork. So remember your why, write down your why, and revisit your why.
Tip number 2 is to plan proactively and expect change. Planning is key. You want a routine, you want a schedule. You're going to have a lot of responsibility, including not only being a PhD student that has classes, but you're going to have outside academic responsibility that includes lit reviews, grant writing, and so much more. You also want to incorporate your life. You want to have a life, thinking about, your academic goals, not your personal goals, your personal life, what you need to sustain. You also want to continue to pour into your relationships. It gets really easy to be like, I'm working, I'm on a mission, I need my PhD, and then forget about everything else, and you don't want to do that. So plan in detail. However, expect things to change. Things are going to change, and you want to be prepared for that. You don't want to feel like a failure just because something goes not according to plan. An example of that is readings. Sometimes you get assigned a reading, you put in your planner, I'm going to read this today, it's going to take me 1 hour. Then the words are really big, it's really dense, and it takes you 4 hours to read it into the assignment. Yeah. You don't want to feel like a failure before that, so you want some wiggle room in your planning as well. You want some breaks. You want those things included so that you're not feeling like a failure.
Yes. I was telling Brittany that one thing I like to do is treat it like a job. Mm-hmm. So you typically work from 9 to 5. That would be a typical work day. I try to do my work from 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening and plan throughout that time frame. So you could try something like that if you like.
Yeah. And I like to be done with my work by 2 if I can help it. So
she's a morning person.
So whatever works for you works, but plan it out.
Yes. Okay, so now we're going to give you academic advice.
So advice number 1 in the academic realm is make your work for you. And what I mean by that is all these professors and teachers are going to give you assignments, and it's just going to be like, can they do it? Can they not do it? You get the grade. Don't work for the grade alone. Think about your bigger why or your research interest or what you might want to do for your dissertation or what you're interested in, and tweak the assignments to correlate with that. So that, yes, you're practicing the skill or whatever the professor might want, but it's an assignment that's going to benefit you in the long run. You want to be able to use assignments as the building blocks to papers, proposals, grants, your dissertation, and the best way to do that is to make your work for you. Tip number 2.
All right, so the last tip is learn your scholarly identity. So that means figure out how you work best as a student. So you're going to have a lot of reading and writing assignments in all of your classes. So I would advise you to really sit and think about the strategies you could use to help you get your work done efficiently. So for a writing assignment, you may have to read an article. And so for me, what works best is for me to go to the findings first, look at what they found, and then go back up to the methods section to see the design of the study and work from there. But you may prefer to read the abstract first and then just go sequentially. So figure out what works best for you and how you can understand the work quickly. And as far as writing, you're going to have a lot of writing assignments. So figure out if you would prefer to start with an outline and contribute to the outline and flesh things out and then increasingly make it into a paper. Yeah. Or you may just want to start from a Word document and type it out that way.
And then also for writing, think about, just to think about, like, when do you write best? Like, start to notice patterns within you as a scholar. Like, am I a person that gets up in the morning and just wants to get my ideas out? Am I a person who, like, thinks about it all day, and at nighttime I'm a night owl and I'm gonna stay up till midnight to do it. Like, think about how you best navigate and what works for you.
So that's it for our advice today.
Yes, thank you so much for checking us out and listening this far if you made it. These are not the end all be all tips. So if you have any other tips or anything that works for you, we're learning and growing too. Drop it in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Also, if there's anything else you'd like us to discuss or talk about, drop that in the comment section too, and we would love to get into that. So thank you very much, and see you next time.
See y'all. Bye.